Hello, welcome to the Nellie and Eve podcast. I'm Helen and I'm the owner and dyer behind Nellie and Eve Plant Dyed Yarns, and this is my little area on YouTube where I talk about my knitting, crochet projects, as well as spinning, dyeing and my dye garden. And today I'm going to be talking about a finished project and also a whip. It's not actually quite on the needles, but mostly and more importantly, I would like to share and discuss old knitting projects, finished objects that one no longer reaches for and wears, and what to do with them when you've got to that point. So if that is something that is of interest, then grab yourself a cosy drink and we will get started. So hello, thank you so much for coming back if you have seen one of my episodes before. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you do like this episode, I'll say it all now, get it out of the way. Please like, please subscribe, because it kind of just generates a little bit more impetus on YouTube for me, and it's very much appreciated. So anyway, let's talk about finished object. La, 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 la. I did it. This is a Pelica Vest. If you saw the last episode, you'll know that I had a few issues with it. But it is finished. I reworked it. I ripped it all back right to about this much on the back, and I reknitted it. And this is it. I love it. I love how it's turned out. I love the fabric. It is just what I wanted. Pelica Vest by Rosa, Polmar. I'll put all of the information below. I knitted this in my limited edition Shetland in Oatmeal, and I held the yarn double to get the gauge that I wanted. I did struggle a bit with this, and it was because of the gauge, I think. Now, I am a girl that likes to swatch, and I went along with the gauge of the pattern, which didn't work for me, not sure why. And instead of trusting my instincts, I sort of went a bit off-piste, which is why I knitted it too big, as well as, oh, anyway, you'll see in the last episode. But it's taught me a lot. Trust your instinct in knitting, because we do know things. I do know things, but you know when stuff isn't quite right and you wonder if, well, certainly you just think, oh, it's me, it must be wrong. I must be doing something wrong. So in this case, I wasn't. Should have trusted my instinct and gone for it first time round, but it doesn't matter because I have done it and I am really happy. This was size 3 in the end, perfect fit, should have gone with it to start with. I've done vintage buttons, used vintage buttons, and I did the short version, which is 4 buttonholes. It's an I-cord. It's a really, I have to say, it's a really lovely construction, and it's an enjoyable pattern because it's all in knit stitch. It's an I-cord. Start at the back with a provisional cast on, and you do this lovely I-cord all the way through every end row of the row, and all the way along here and here, and I-cord bind off. Love it. I love I-cord. I think it makes the most lovely finish. I enjoy it far more than rib. I actually really don't get on with rib. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not for me. So I really, really enjoy I-cord, and so much so that I have enjoyed this project very much. vintage buttons. Like I say, I have a tin, an old tin full of buttons. And this is kind of like the tin that just keeps giving. It just gave me a few options. I was going to try that option. I think actually looking at it on this light as well, it's not great. And then my husband said, no, these. And he was right. And I had enough. Love a jar of buttons. Do you have a jar of buttons? I actually got another jar of buttons the other day. Here, look. I got this jar of buttons from the local charity shop, and the whole jar was £2.75. So there's a lot of buttons for that money. Always recommend going to a charity shop for buttons and haberdashery in general. But certainly buttons, because I know that they items that don't get sold or are unsaleable because of, I don't know, they're torn or dirty or whatever, they do snip off the buttons. I know that they then sell on the garments as rags, and they get recycled elsewhere, but they do snip off the buttons, which is great. So usually charity shops have loads of them, and our charity shop puts them in these cute jars and then sells them like that. Is that something that you have? I came to think about this the other day because, you know, in the UK, we have thousands of charity shops. In fact, our high streets sometimes are only charity shops. Good and bad. But I know I have a lovely friend who lives in Spain, and they don't have anything like that, which I find really unusual. I know in the States you have Goodwill shops, which I have had the pleasure of visiting a few, and they're always fantastic. But where in the world are you? Do you have a charity shop, a shop that sells second-hand items? And I'm not talking high-end vintage items. I'm talking about the discarded items that we all have. We don't know what to do with them. In this country, we can resell on places like, you know, the platforms, but also giving them to charity is kind of supporting that, as well as supporting a second-hand clothing industry, which I applaud, because although I knit lots of I knit my knitwear, I like to shop in charity shops for other garments, because it's good not to keep buying brand new, isn't it? Because our world is chock full of clothing that has nowhere to go, because a lot of it is synthetic, and synthetic does not biodegrade, doesn't compost, and a lot of it is not as high a quality that can be recycled. So isn't that scary? So, gosh, I went off on a tangent there, but yeah. Charity shops, second-hand shops. So my buttons, love them. Love this. Finished object is done. I would knit this again. In fact, I will knit it again in some other colours, because I think this is going to be super wearable all year round. Throw it on over a little summer dress when you get to the evening and it gets a little bit cooler. And certainly now at the moment, I will show you a shot of what it's like outside at the moment. It is blowing a gale and the rain is horizontal. We've had non-stop rain for about 10 days, 2 weeks, some incredibly heavy. And in fact, in the valleys, there is big problems with flooding, which is really awful for people. You know, it's devastating. It destroys businesses, it destroys homes, and it's incessant at the moment. So yeah, so that's the forecast at the moment. That is weather. In here it is lovely, and look, in my studio it's still quite light enough to do this. So what's on my needles? Well, I have a lovely new project bag which my gorgeous friend made me for my birthday, and it's perfect for socks, and actually quite festive, I thought, in a vintagey kind of way. I do love that. Let me know what you think about that fabric. I think it's gorgeous. And here we go. And would you like to see that in the shop? There you are. Just a bit of a thought. So I am knitting another pair of socks in my gorgeous dark chocolate, the most divine colour, Shetland, limited edition Shetland. Oh my God, this colour is so dreamy. And I'm pairing it with Oatmeal for another pair of socks, which I will cast on later. So that is going to be on the needles next. You know that I'm a one project only kind of a woman. That's what's happening next. But I am about to give myself loads of projects. So here's the thing, right? So a while back, I looked in my wardrobe, and I have, and I'm sure you have if you're a knitter, a stack of sweaters. Do you wear them all? And if you do, I applaud you. I haven't worn all my sweaters for a while, and I've decided that it's about time I did something about that. Now, some I've gifted, but some I don't want to gift. I like the yarn. So you know where I'm going with this, don't you? So I've decided to rip back. And I think since this project and ripping back, I have learned that it's okay to rip back knits. Well, I don't know if I'm late to the party with this. Let me know. You tell me, is that something you do? Because it's not ever been something I did that I was comfortable with. I don't know why. I think because once it was on the needles, I just had to keep knitting, which you'll see is evident coming up. So I have a pile, let's just get this pile of knitwear that I need, oops, get the camera, I need to do something with. I'm just going to get my hair up. Coming over to the studio, I got absolutely wet through, and it's all wet and yucky, so I'm putting it up because it's sort of annoying me. Right, yeah, there we go, never mind my hair. Right, so I'm going to go through the projects, and I'm going to, well, I'd like your opinion on one of them for sure. I really, really would appreciate your advice on one of them that I'll show you. So here we are. Here is a ranunculus that I did way back. See if I can show you the right side. Ranunculus, love the yarn. This was a yarn that I had many years ago. One of my first custom spun yarns, actually, which was lovely. It was a Shetland blue texel blend. I really loved it, and it went really well. And do you know what? I never got round to doing anything with the sleeve properly. And actually, you can see a bit pilling, but because I did actually wear it quite a lot. I mean, this is, gosh, this must be 8 years old or so. Is that right? Anyway. But I don't wear it anymore, and that's because I don't want that type of sleeve. And also, if you can see my complexion, I'm not sure a kind of a grey brown works on my complexion. I'm not sure. So anyway, I am going to rip back. I have had this in the wardrobe for, well, countless years, and it's time. It is time to clear away all the things that I don't need and that don't serve me. And this yarn will be repurposed into something else. And as I'm a natural dyer, I can dye it a different colour and reuse it. So that is what I am going to do. So no advice needed on this one. This is going to be ripped back. Luckily, I think this is a skein and a half used for this, like a 100 gram, maybe 150 grams was used for this one. And I've got another 2 skeins. So it's enough to make something else. Maybe it's certainly enough to make a vest, a slip over. It's probably enough to make one of these if I held it double with something else. Like, I'm actually feeling like I would like to hold it with a bit of fluff. I know I'm not usually that kind of a girl, but why not? Let's give it a go. Just need to find an environmentally, ethically sourced fluff. That's my thing. If you know me by now, I only use natural fibres, and I only use fibres as much as I possibly can from the sources that I know where they've come from, how the sheep have been looked after, all of that. It's the most important thing for me, and I can't really knit with anything else because of it. That said, here's the thing. If I find fluff in the charity shop, does that count? I don't know. What do you think? Does that count? Not sure. Anyway, you get the idea. That one's going. I'm going to have great fun ripping that apart tonight. Right, next one. Here, this. I really like this. I really like this. This was a pattern by Nora from Fox and Folk. Yeah, I said that right. Yeah, details up below. She designed a textured jumper and or vest slip over in my Jacob DK last year. I love it. I love it, but I don't like the colour on me. I don't, no. Hang on. A bit stark. Right. No, I don't like the colour on me. It took a lot of effort. I really enjoyed it. I learned loads. Look at that lovely detail. But I don't pull it out of my wardrobe because of this. So I'm going to rip it back, because although there's been a lot of work in it. I learnt a lot of knitting techniques in this. The pattern was gorgeous. There is absolutely nothing wrong with these patterns, by the way. It's just me and my tastes and my colour. The colour, for me, doesn't work. Now, I could do one of two things. I could do this. I could dye this as it is. What do you think? Shall I dye this first as a garment and see what happens? Because, you know, the other flip side is that I'm going to just rip it out and make something else. So I may dye this as it is and see what happens. Yeah, let's do that, because it's a lovely garment. It's like an oversized slip over, which again is just really nice. It's really cozy. The yarn is gorgeous. I loved this yarn. It's haven't got any in the pipeline at the moment, which is a shame, but I'm going to dye this as it is. That'll be quicker than ripping out and then having it in a box waiting for me to re-dye it. So that's what I'm going to do with that one. There we go. Thank you. You've helped me decide by me talking to you now. Right. Next one. I'm undecided with this. I love the colour. The colour is not the issue. The issue is that the design needed to, I feel like I want a cardi that comes over a bit more now. I want it to join in the middle like that. Oh my God, can you see how amazing that would be? But it doesn't. The design is for it to be open. And I don't reach for it because of that. So and it's very simple. So although, yeah, I've made it, blah, 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 I don't reach for it. And I would really reach for it if it was a different design. Now, I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any more of this yarn left. So it can't be a cardi and it can't be a sweater. But what it will be, or what it can be, is one of these vests. I wear this vest all the time. It's in one of my episodes, like the easiest knit in the world, the quickest knit ever, I think it's called that episode. And funny enough, this is DK. This was 4-ply held double, 2 batches, yarn and 2 different batches. So it gave it a slight marl effect, which I loved. So I could easily get a vest out of this, either the same design or something similar. So what do you think? Rip back or keep? What do you think? Rip back or keep? I think rip back. Right. Last one. Oh my goodness, this beautiful jumper. I love this jumper, sweater. This sweater is brand new almost. You saw it a couple of episodes back. I love this sweater, but it is too large for me. Can you see already? I'm not going to put it on because it makes me sad when I put it on. It is too large, even in an oversized kind of a way. It's too large. Again, absolutely nothing to do with the pattern, everything to do about me. Because although I said to you, I swatch, I may not have swatched for this. And what I did was I made the first sweater. This is the Gleniff sweater by Tania, Barley. It is gorgeous. I made the first one and the fit was incredible. It was just perfect. And I was so enthused and I wanted to make the 4-colour one. I just went for it. Again, this is in my Shetland limited edition. So this is the dark chocolate. This is the oatmeal. This is the jay feather. And this is red earth. And I couldn't wait. And so I just went, it'll be fine. Size 3 again. Go. And of course, this is a woolen spun Shetland, and as we all know, Shetland woolen spun blooms like crazy when it's blocked, and of course that's what happened, and it's just too big for me by a long shot, probably by a couple of sizes. So what do I do with this one? Because this was a lot of work. Now I have a couple of ideas. Do I, let's see if I can do this. Do I, see what I mean? Do I just rip it back, rip the body back to the arms and make that bit smaller? Probably have to take it off the arms as well. Or, here's the thing, do I steek it? So do I steek it and make a cardigan? Bearing in mind that I haven't ever done a pattern that needs a steek technique. And of course it would be a total commitment. But I think it would make a really nice cardigan. It would still be roomy, but I don't think that would matter. If I steeked it, it takes out a lot of bulk. Takes out, you know, I could take out that, couldn't I? Quite easily. And then it would take out the bulk of the sizing here and on the, just one moment. Right, sorry, interrupted parcel delivery. Right, so what do you think? Yeah? What do you think? Shall I be really brave and do it? What could go wrong, right? And actually, if it goes wrong, I know it would be sad, but I've enjoyed this project so much. I've learned loads again, as we all do when we knit a project. And I absolutely know that I would knit it again. So steek and make a cardigan, or take it up to the yoke again and do a smaller size, take out some of the bulk under the arms, or do I rip it all back and start again? Let me know, because I'm going to leave this one in the pile till last, because I would really, really like your input. I quite fancy a cardigan though. I think it would be really lovely. So, gosh, I've been chatting for ages now. That's it really. That's what I've come on to chat about. Ask your opinion. And I think the thing is that what I'm learning through life, through this, as you get older, is it doesn't have to be perfect, does it? We all learn, and things don't always turn out the way that you think or want them to, and that's okay. Every day's a school day, as they say, and as far as the knits are concerned, I would be far happier that this pile of these garments, look how much room they're taking up. These garments need to have life put into them and need to be loved. So I want to do the yarn justice and all my hard work, but just another whip, isn't it? Why not? And the long dark nights drawing in and all of that, so why not give myself something to do? I haven't got anything else better to do. What? I have loads to do. But please give me your suggestions and advice, and I look forward to reading your comments. I'm going to say goodbye for now. Hope to come back soon to you. But for now, it's almost the middle of November. It's nearly dark. I don't know, what time is it now? It must be about 3:30 in the afternoon. It's nearly dark. But wherever you are, I hope everything is well and you take care of yourself. Take care. Lots of love. Thanks for joining me. And before I go, the promised footage of West Wales Wool Show at Narbeth and a little walk around the town. I promised you that it would be in this episode, so that's coming up. There is no narrative with it. It's just a little bit of footage to give you an idea of what it's all about. Hope you enjoy it. Bye.